Hey Raiders fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. Ever since the NFL offseason kicked into high gear, rumors have swirled around the league like wildfire. But nothing has set social media and sports talk shows ablaze quite like the latest whispers surrounding Javonte Williams. According to several unnamed but reportedly credible sources, a blockbuster move is being whispered through league corridors that could reshape the AFC West entirely. The whispers suggest that Williams, the dynamic running back whose blend of power and agility has made him a household name in fantasy football circles, could be packaged in a deal that also includes not one, not two, but 3 first-round draft picks. The receiving end? None other than the Las Vegas Raiders, a team perennially in search of explosive offensive talent capable of taking the franchise back to its former glory. While no official statements have been released, insiders claim that negotiations have intensified over the past few weeks, with front offices reportedly holding multiple private meetings, some even extending into late-night conference calls. The rumor has already sent fans into a frenzy, with forums and fan pages exploding with theories, potential lineups, and the inevitable what-if scenarios that fuel the NFL offseason fever unlike any other, making this more than just a passing story. The potential inclusion of 3 first-round picks alongside Javonte Williams has instantly elevated this rumor from a casual offseason whisper to what many are already calling the trade of the century, and for good reason. The value being discussed is astronomical, representing not only immediate talent, but also a long-term investment that could alter the Raiders' trajectory for years. League analysts have begun dissecting the possibilities endlessly, imagining how Williams' unique combination of size, speed, and vision could complement the Raiders' offensive scheme under Josh McDaniels. The speculation has reached such a fever pitch that even casual fans are now poring over previous draft histories, imagining which positions the Raiders might target with those first-round assets. Behind the scenes, sources hint that team executives are weighing not just the talent, but the marketability and fan engagement such a trade would ignite, understanding that acquiring a marquee player like Williams could rejuvenate ticket sales, merchandise, and even national TV attention. The rumor has sparked intense debate about team-building philosophy, whether it's worth mortgaging multiple future assets for one player who can immediately change the offensive outlook, or whether the long-term draft capital is simply too valuable to risk. As conversations continue, the NFL rumor mill churns ceaselessly, feeding both excitement and skepticism. Insiders also claim that the Raiders' front office has been unusually aggressive in pursuing options, signaling that they may view this offseason as a rare window of opportunity to ascend in a highly competitive division. The timing is significant, as the AFC West has seen a resurgence of power, with the Chiefs maintaining dominance and the Broncos quietly reshaping their roster under new management. For Las Vegas, landing a dynamic back like Williams could dramatically shift defensive game planning across the league, forcing rival coordinators to adjust schemes, personnel, and coverage strategies week after week. Multiple anonymous sources suggest that preliminary conversations have included not only the obvious trade metrics, but also potential incentives, conditional picks, and roster flexibility clauses that could make the deal more palatable for both sides. The rumor has also triggered reactions from media personalities who are dissecting film footage, comparing running styles, and predicting how Williams' presence could pair with the Raiders' offensive line and quarterbacking decisions. Fans are already imagining highlight reels, breakaway runs, and signature plays, while fantasy analysts debate the immediate impact on point projections and season-long strategies. Even if the trade ultimately fails to materialize, the mere discussion of such a blockbuster move has reinvigorated interest in an offseason that often struggles to sustain headlines. Sources close to the negotiations hint that internal team dynamics are also playing a pivotal role in fueling the rumor. There are whispers that coaching staff and player leadership circles have been consulted informally, with some suggesting that a player of Williams' caliber could instantly elevate locker room morale and competitiveness. Meanwhile, league veterans speculate about the psychological impact on other teams, imagining how a single blockbuster acquisition could spark a ripple effect of trades and countermoves, reshaping the entire landscape of the AFC West. The magnitude of what's being discussed is staggering. The trade would involve not just immediate roster upgrades, but a significant recalibration of future draft strategies, salary cap management, and even public perception of the franchise's ambitions. Analysts have begun constructing hypothetical scenarios in which Williams becomes the centerpiece of a revamped defensive attack, combining breakaway speed with short yardage power, creating a dual threat that defenses would struggle to contain. Fans are theorizing endlessly about how the draft picks could be deployed, whether to secure another cornerstone offensive player, bolster the defensive line, or invest in depth across multiple positions. The rumor has become a social media sensation, with hashtags, memes, and heated debates proliferating, making this story an unavoidable talking point in sports media circles. The narrative is captivating precisely because it blurs the line between possibility and inevitability, leaving observers eager for confirmation or denial from team executives. The financial implications of such a deal are equally astonishing, with salary cap analysts weighing the impact of acquiring Williams alongside the loss of valuable draft capital. Every facet of the trade, from signing bonuses to roster flexibility, has been analyzed to death by experts attempting to understand how the Raiders might structure a deal that satisfies both teams while preserving future competitiveness. Even speculative discussions about Williams' potential contract extensions have emerged, adding another layer of complexity to an already intricate web of rumors. League insiders note that trades of this magnitude are rarely straightforward, often requiring intricate coordination between multiple departments, including scouting, finance, coaching, and player relations. The rumor has prompted comparisons to historic NFL trades, with analysts reaching for the biggest blockbuster moves in modern memory to contextualize the scope of what's being considered. Fans are passionately debating whether this would be a calculated risk worth taking or a reckless gamble with franchise-altering consequences. Social media has amplified every angle, with viral posts, video breakdowns, and even parody content underscoring the cultural impact of the rumor beyond the confines of professional football. Meanwhile, speculation about the Broncos' willingness to part with Williams has ignited debates about organizational philosophy and team identity. Sources suggest that internal discussions may have considered not just immediate performance, but also long-term team-building principles, weighing whether trading a dynamic, young running back for multiple high-value draft picks aligns with broader strategic objectives. The rumor has sparked contrasting narratives, one portraying the Broncos as shrewd and forward-thinking, meticulously leveraging assets to build sustained competitiveness, and another framing them as potentially short-sighted, risking fan dissatisfaction and morale by parting with a beloved player. Analysts are dissecting every possible angle, from injury history and workload to team culture and market considerations, trying to project whether Williams' departure would create a vacuum or whether draft capital could adequately compensate. Fan reactions are intense and emotional, with debates spanning online forums, social media threads, and even local news segments, reflecting the deep attachment fans have to both player and franchise identity. The rumor has grown so pervasive that even non-traditional football audiences are drawn into the conversation, curious about the implications and imagining dramatic highlight reels, pivotal games, and season-defining moments. Whether motivated by loyalty, strategy, or sheer fascination, the story has captured attention like few off-season rumors ever have. League insiders continue to feed the speculation machine with tantalizing details about possible deal structures, including conditional selections that would hinge on performance milestones, playoff appearances, or individual accolades. These whispered contingencies elevate the rumor from mere chatter to a complex, multifaceted negotiation, the kind that can dominate headlines for weeks without ever being formally confirmed. Analysts speculate endlessly about the potential domino effect. If the Raiders land Williams, which teams might respond with their own aggressive trades, who could be repositioned in the draft, and how coaching strategies might shift to accommodate a suddenly more potent offensive weapon. Social media metrics suggest that engagement around this rumor rivals even major playoff storylines, with hashtags trending, highlight reels going viral, and fan accounts producing detailed breakdowns that blend statistical analysis with passionate speculation. Even without confirmation, the narrative has taken on a life of its own, as influencers, podcasters, and commentators amplify every shred of information, turning whispers into a full-blown conversation that dominates the sports media landscape. The intrigue is intensified by the sheer scale of what's being considered, making each new leak or insider comment a potential seismic event in both the rumor ecosystem and real-world team strategy. Some sources suggest that the intensity of the rumor has even reached the players themselves, with whispers that locker room conversations are abuzz with speculation about how such a trade might shift divisional dynamics, offensive schemes, and individual opportunities. Teammates reportedly exchange private messages and subtle nods, reflecting both excitement and uncertainty, as the prospect of a blockbuster acquisition could alter roles, responsibilities, and team hierarchy. Analysts argue that the psychological ripple effect is as significant as the on-field implications, as the mere threat of a major trade can influence preparation, motivation, and competitive intensity. Rumors of Williams' potential fit in Las Vegas sparked discussions about coaching philosophy, offensive versatility, and the strategic adjustments required to maximize his skill set. Fans continue to speculate endlessly about how this move could transform game day dynamics, imagining signature runs, pivotal matchups, and the kind of highlight reel plays that could define a franchise's narrative for years. The rumor has also prompted broader conversation about league parity, team-building philosophies, and the balance between immediate impact versus long-term sustainability. While uncertainty reigns, the excitement is undeniable, keeping sports media, analysts, and fans glued to every new snippet of information. Finally, the sheer scale of this rumored trade has reignited debates about what constitutes a franchise-altering move in modern football. Analysts argue that combining an elite talent like Williams with 3 first-round picks represents an unprecedented concentration of both immediate and future value, forcing teams to reconsider traditional approaches to asset management. Fan speculation has become a form of entertainment in itself, as online communities generate mock rosters, projected plays, and hypothetical season outcomes based on the potential deal. The rumor has blurred the line between reality and imagination, creating a continuous feedback loop in which each new detail, leak, or insider hint fuels further discussion. Social media engagement, video breakdowns, and viral commentary all contribute to the perception that this is more than a mere rumor. It is an event in the cultural and sports zeitgeist, dominating conversations from casual fan circles to professional analyst desks. Even without official confirmation, the story has transformed the offseason landscape, drawing attention, creating controversy, and keeping the football world on edge. As speculation continues to build, the anticipation for a formal announcement, or decisive denial, reaches fever pitch, highlighting the power of rumors to captivate, intrigue, and redefine expectations across the NFL. As the rumor continues to circulate, speculation about the Raiders' strategy has intensified, with insiders suggesting that management views this potential acquisition as a once-in-a-decade opportunity to reshape the team's identity and offensive capabilities. While no official statements have been released, anonymous sources hint that front office discussions have included not only roster composition, but also marketing, fan engagement, and the broader perception of the franchise within the league. Analysts have begun drawing comparisons to previous monumental trades, examining how the combination of proven talent and high-value draft picks could create a dual advantage rarely seen in the modern NFL. Fans have flooded social media with creative projections, imagining Williams breaking through defensive lines, creating game-changing plays, and transforming the Raiders' offensive narrative. The rumor has become a topic of intense debate across forums, podcasts, and sports channels, with analysts dissecting potential draft targets, cap implications, and the long-term competitive impact. Meanwhile, whispers from unnamed league sources suggest that the Broncos are carefully weighing the trade-off between immediate roster enhancement and long-term strategic flexibility, creating an environment in which every leaked detail is dissected and amplified. As this narrative develops, it's clear that the mere possibility of such a blockbuster has already left a permanent mark on the offseason, shaping conversations and expectations across the league in ways few rumors ever achieve. Reports indicate that behind the scenes, both teams are engaged in subtle negotiations, with confidential communications reportedly taking place at unprecedented levels of intensity. League insiders hint at a flurry of late-night calls, strategy sessions, and private meetings designed to gauge not only the feasibility of the deal, but also the willingness of key stakeholders to accept its implications. The rumor has prompted analysts to model every conceivable outcome, ranging from Williams' immediate impact on the Raiders' offensive efficiency to the potential benefits the Broncos could reap from acquiring multiple first-round picks. Social media chatter reflects both excitement and skepticism, with fans debating whether the trade would solidify the Raiders' status as divisional contenders or risk overextending their resources. The narrative is further complicated by whispers of possible player reactions, locker room dynamics, and coaching considerations, each element adding a layer of intrigue and uncertainty. Even without confirmation, the rumor has created a sense of urgency and suspense unmatched by typical offseason stories, with each new detail sparking a fresh wave of discussion. The combination of high-stakes speculation, strategic maneuvering, and fan anticipation has transformed this rumor into a defining topic, captivating attention and leaving observers eager for the next development. Some insiders speculate that the ripple effect of such a trade could extend far beyond the two teams directly involved, potentially altering draft strategies, free agency decisions, and trade negotiations across the league. Analysts have begun mapping out hypothetical scenarios in which the Raiders leverage Williams' talents to exploit divisional weaknesses, forcing rivals to adjust defensive schemes and personnel. At the same time, the Broncos' accumulation of first-round picks is seen as a potential catalyst for a multi-year rebuild or strategic repositioning, providing flexibility to target elite talent or address critical roster gaps. The rumor has inspired endless debates about risk versus reward, immediate impact versus future sustainability, and the balance between marquee talent and draft capital. Fans are captivated by the possibilities, imagining dramatic highlight reels, season-defining matchups, and signature plays that could define both franchises for years. The media landscape has amplified every nuance of the rumor, with podcasts, social channels, and video analyses dissecting each potential angle. Even casual observers find themselves drawn into the conversation, compelled by the drama and scale of what could be the trade of the century. As speculation deepens, the rumor has evolved into a narrative powerhouse, shaping expectations and fueling anticipation across every level of the NFL ecosystem. Behind the scenes, sources hint that negotiations have involved complex financial considerations, including salary cap implications, potential performance bonuses, and conditional pick structures that could shift the calculus depending on team and player performance. Analysts emphasize that executing a deal of this magnitude would require extraordinary coordination between management, coaching staff, and financial planners, highlighting the logistical intricacies often overlooked by casual observers. Fans continue to speculate about how Williams' addition could transform the Raiders' offensive identity, debating whether his unique blend of power, speed, and vision would complement existing personnel or require significant adjustments. Meanwhile, whispers suggest that league executives are closely monitoring the situation, aware that a trade of this scale could set precedents for future negotiations and alter market expectations for elite talent. The rumor has inspired exhaustive statistical analyses, film breakdowns, and fantasy projections, with enthusiasts attempting to quantify the potential impact on both teams' success. Every new leak, insider comment, or analytical prediction adds fuel to the rumor mill, keeping media outlets and social platforms engaged in nonstop coverage. Even without an official announcement, the story has achieved a level of cultural and professional significance that few offseason narratives ever reach, cementing itself as a defining talking point in the football world. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Observers note that the potential trade has reignited debates about team-building philosophy, particularly the balance between leveraging proven talent and maintaining long-term draft capital. Analysts dissect every angle, from the strategic value of first-round picks to the immediate contributions a player like Williams could provide in high-pressure situations. Fan engagement has surged, with forums, social media threads, and podcasts exploding with hypothetical scenarios, projected lineups, and imagined highlight reels that illustrate the profound excitement generated by the rumor. Insiders hint that locker room dynamics could also play a crucial role, as the prospect of a major acquisition might influence morale, competitiveness, and cohesion, creating subtle psychological effects even before any formal trade occurs. The narrative has extended beyond traditional sports media, captivating casual fans and non-traditional audiences alike, fueled by the allure of what could be one of the most consequential moves in recent NFL history. Analysts and commentators continue to explore possible outcomes, weighing the risks of mortgaging future assets against the benefits of acquiring a transformative player. Each new revelation, leak, or insider comment further intensifies speculation, sustaining a level of intrigue that dominates off-season coverage and captures the imagination of fans across the league. Rumors suggest that strategic discussions are not limited to on-field considerations. The Raiders may also be evaluating marketing and public engagement benefits, recognizing that acquiring a high-profile player like Williams could invigorate merchandise sales, ticket revenue, and media visibility. Sources report that both franchises are carefully weighing public perception, fan reactions, and potential pressure from stakeholders, aware that a blockbuster trade could shift narratives both locally and nationally. Analysts speculate about the broader league implications, suggesting that such a deal might prompt other teams to pursue aggressive maneuvers to remain competitive, potentially triggering a cascade of trades, signings, and draft day strategies. Fans continue to fuel the conversation with detailed breakdowns, hypothetical simulations, and passionate debates about whether the Raiders' offensive potential would justify surrendering 3 first-round picks. The rumor has become an all-consuming topic, merging statistical projections, emotional investment, and cultural significance into a single, unrelenting storyline. Every new whisper, social media post, or analyst prediction amplifies the intrigue, transforming speculation into an interactive narrative experienced collectively by millions. Even without official confirmation, the magnitude and complexity of the rumor ensure it dominates conversations, highlighting how the NFL offseason can generate excitement, debate, and anticipation rivaling even the most dramatic in-season events. Speculation around the trade has also inspired extensive hypothetical modeling, with analysts predicting potential game outcomes, rushing averages, and playoff scenarios contingent upon the Raiders acquiring Williams. Fans are endlessly creative, constructing detailed mock schedules, projected statistical impacts, and even alternate histories in which Williams' presence reshapes divisional power dynamics. Insiders hint that both front offices are exploring contingencies, including conditional selections, structured bonuses, and performance-based incentives designed to align with team goals and player impact. The rumor's pervasiveness underscores the media ecosystem's capacity to amplify intrigue, with every new leak or rumor fragment circulating rapidly, often sparking immediate analysis, debate, and fan-driven content. Even casual sports enthusiasts are drawn into the conversation, captivated by the scale, complexity, and potential consequences of what remains an unconfirmed but extraordinarily compelling narrative. Analysts repeatedly note that the combination of elite talent and multiple first-round picks represents a level of strategic calculation rarely seen, highlighting the risk-reward dynamics central to modern NFL decision-making. The rumor has thus become a focal point for discussion not only about player movement, but also about team philosophy, draft strategy, and long-term competitive planning, demonstrating the broader significance of a single high-profile trade scenario. Meanwhile, whispers indicate that internal evaluations within both organizations are ongoing, with coaching, scouting, and front office departments conducting scenario analyses to assess fit, performance projections, and risk management. Analysts suggest that the Raiders would likely restructure offensive schemes, integrate new personnel, and adjust strategic priorities to maximize Williams' effectiveness, while the Broncos could leverage additional draft capital to address roster needs or acquire emerging stars. Social media continues to explode with fan reactions, memes, and debates, reflecting the intense emotional engagement and speculative energy surrounding the rumor. Even without confirmation, the narrative has taken on a life of its own, dominating sports discourse and shaping perceptions of team ambition, risk tolerance, and strategic foresight. Every new detail, whether an insider comment, analytical projection, or speculative leak, sustains the rumor's momentum, creating a self-reinforcing cycle of anticipation, analysis, and discussion. Observers agree that, regardless of whether the trade materializes, the story has already reshaped the off-season narrative, capturing attention, generating conversation, and leaving a lasting impression on both fans and professionals. Finally, the combination of a superstar running back and 3 first-round picks has elevated this rumor to legendary proportions, inspiring passionate debate, statistical deep dives, and imaginative fan content across every platform. Analysts continue to evaluate risk-reward scenarios, draft strategies, and potential offensive transformations, while fans craft projections, highlight reels, and heated arguments about whether the Raiders would emerge as immediate contenders or risk future flexibility. Insiders hint that every detail, from salary cap implications to team culture considerations, is being meticulously examined, reflecting the intricacies of a negotiation with potentially league-altering consequences. Social media, podcasts, and sports channels amplify every fragment of information, generating a continuous feedback loop that fuels speculation and excitement. Even without official confirmation, the rumor has become a cultural event in its own right, blurring the line between possibility and inevitability while capturing the attention of casual viewers and hardcore analysts alike. The sustained energy, analysis, and anticipation surrounding this potential trade highlight the profound impact of blockbuster rumors in shaping narratives, perceptions, and expectations across the NFL landscape. As the saga continues to unfold, the rumor of Javonte Williams plus 3 first-round picks heading to the Raiders remains one of the most compelling, dramatic, and widely debated stories of the offseason. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.